I'm Andrew Craston in the ASFA Studio with David Ho. David is Head of Pacific in the Index Investments Group at FTSE Russell. Welcome, David.
Andrew, thank you very much for having me here.
It's great to have you here, David, to talk about the FTSE ASFA Australia Index Series. Now, ASFA and FTSE have been in partnership for around a decade. What is it about these two organisations that makes the partnership the right fit for developing the Australia Index Series?
Thanks, Andrew. And you're right, FTSE and ASFA has been in partnership for close to a decade now. In fact, though, the conversation did commence a little bit earlier than that, back in 2007 when FTSE first opened our doors here on the local shores. At the time, ASFA was concerned about the disconnect between superannuation funds and asset managers on how they report on performance. Superannuation funds, as you're well aware, are primarily concerned about after-tax performance returns, whereas asset managers are more commonly benchmarked and rated from their peers and consultants on a pre-tax basis. So ASFA wanting to create an industry standard for wider adoption and for transparency, engaged with FTSE at the time. Now, not many people know this, but FTSE is one of the largest index providers in the world. We have currently $21 trillion benchmarked to our indices. And because of that, we also work with a number of large global asset managers and asset owners around the world. And we built tailored solutions for them, and it seemed like a great fit for ASFA and FTSE to get together to build a tailored solution for the Australian market.
What particular issues of relevance to superannuation funds are incorporated in the Australia Index Series?
Sure. So at the time, ASFA released a background paper, and in conjunction to that, we reached out to the wider market to get a market consultation on what is key, the key concerns of the local market. And from that, 3 items came up. One was the treatment of capital gains tax liability. Second was franking credits and dividends. And thirdly, off-market buybacks.
Users of the Australia Index Series are broader than just superannuation funds. How is the needs of this broader set of users taken into account in the Australia Index Series?
Sure, you are correct that more than just the superannuation funds have adopted this index series, like asset managers and other investors have also taken this up. And it's taken into account in the fact that we've built a series of indices to account for the different tax structures or tax regimes that these particular entities and schemes adhere to. One being the tax-exempt scheme, the other being superannuation, of course. Then we've got the mid-tax bracket and also the high tax bracket schemes that are all allocated. So regardless of what investor type you are, there's an index in the FTSE ASFA Index Series to account for their particular requirements.
For users and potential users of the Australia Index Series, what are the advantages of adopting the benchmarks?
Sure. So the benchmark provides an industry standard. So what that does is it provides more clarity for the market. It's more transparent, and it's rule-based. So and all of the treatment for capital gains or franking credits is actually built in the index calculation itself. So that allows for more efficient management of the investment process rather than the asset managers or the superannuation funds having to manage tax outside of that investment process.
So David, what are some of the key reasons why superannuation funds and fund managers should switch to using the Australia Index Series for their benchmarking purposes?
Sure. So the main thing is it provides alignment between the superannuation fund and the asset manager on the reporting of the performance on a post-tax perspective. It provides that clarity. It provides that efficiency within the investment process. As all of the tax treatment is included in the index calculation itself.
And finally, David, what are some examples of investments that might look very attractive pre-tax, but may actually harm post-tax performance?
Sure, so there's 2 examples that do come to mind. The first one being capital gains tax liability. So as an asset manager, if you're benchmarked to pre-tax performance, you may sell off assets prior to achieving the 12-month holding period to get a capital gains tax discount. That's an inefficient way of managing capital gains within the portfolio. Likewise, for franking credits, as an asset manager, you may sell an asset prior to the 45-day holding period, which therefore negates the franking credit benefit within the portfolio. So as these 2 measures are actually built in the calculation of the index itself, it makes it for a far more efficient investment process.
But before I let you go, David, how can people find out more about the Australia Index Series?
Sure, so they just need to visit our website at ftserussell.com and navigate their way to the Australian microsite.
Well, thank you so much for coming today, David, to talk about the Index Series. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you very much for having me here.